I guarantee you when I get up from here, my leg, gonna be coated in dark hair. These, pristine. Hi guys, thank you for coming and joining me again today. I figured it's been a while on this channel and I finally got some parts come in and installed. So I figured it was due time that I formally introduce you guys to my chair and tell you a little bit about her. So welcome to my office floor. I had to be low down for this, and there aren't many places in our house, believe it or not, where down in the first 3 feet level there's anything interesting to be a background. So you're here at my Lego shelf. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I've changed over the time with my chair, and you know, link you to those in case some of them are things you'd be interested in using as well. So this is Helga. She's named after the first character I ever played in Pathfinder. She was an oracle who had like a healing build but was a tank. Really fun character, and she's known the favorite character I've ever played in a role-playing game to this day. So her name's Helga. She is a Tylite Arrow T, which is a dual tube chair model. It's the fully adjustable one, and adjustable on wheelchairs just means that stuff can move a lot. So, for example, the foot plate could slide in and out like multiple inches in either direction. The angle of my casters actually changes if I need it to. I have a good, probably a foot of movement that I could move my axle forward and backwards if I want my camber tube and axles forward and backward if I needed to. Backrest, fully adjustable, so you get a lot more adjustment. Tylite also has models that are partially adjustable, so you get like an inch of wiggle room either way, or maybe it's 2 inches, I'm not exactly sure. If you know, please comment. And they also have models that are just fixed, not adjustable. And generally that's only recommended for people who've been using a chair for a long time. They've had like the same settings on their chairs for years, and like they know exactly what they want. So I love the dual tube. It's still really, really light. It's not really heavier than the single tube by the monotube at all. Basically the monotube chair from them is called the Arrow Z, and it would be missing this bar here and this bar here. And it would just have this top support bar and these under bars down here. But yeah, so I really like her. She's technically an ultralight, which is basically fancy wheelchair language for she's expensive and was a little bit harder to get insurance to cover, but I did a lot of research to make sure I could get my like needs met. Not only are ultralights lighter, but they're also much more adjustable and they're much more ergonomic than like lower classifications of chairs. But yeah, where should I start with her? I have a fairly low backrest on my chair. Previous to this, if you go and you watch some of my old blogs, you'll notice that my backrest used to be a lot higher. It used to come all the way up to here. And so it actually would be off the screen. And I did not like that. I felt that like if I was going down a ramp or down a hill, it would actually push me forward in the chair. And basically, you know, instead of sitting up straight like this, I would then be sitting like slumped out like that. Which really, like, when you think about the fact that like a lot of your pushing power, right, it's your back pulling your arms forward by rotating your shoulders, and you're losing a lot of that power if your hips are collapsed compared to being straight up and down. So it was really important to me to get that lowered just a little bit. And I really enjoyed it so far. It also means that I'm still learning to push with this, because before I had to kind of swing my arms out to the side, which is really bad for you to push, and now I can keep them in line with my body. And it puts a lot less stress on my shoulders and my elbows, and I'm really enjoying that. I have full side guards on mine. A lot of people will actually leave theirs loose so they can pull them in and out to transfer. I can generally lift myself up pretty high because my arms are pretty strong, so I don't really need the extra 2 inches of transfer space. So I went ahead and just tightened those up, because I've had a couple times before I did that where they'd actually fall out and fall into here. Got lots of stickers all over there. There's a lot of color in my chair in general. I really, really love it. If you have been my friend for a long time, or you've been my brother's friend for a long time, you know that we like playing games like Halo a lot. And in those, I always had bright purple and orange armor, even in just places where it would totally get you slaughtered. It's just they're my favorite colors, and there's something about when I got my chair, I really wanted it to be a really positive thing, right? My wheelchair gives me so much mobility that I wouldn't have without it. I really wouldn't be able to leave my bedroom without my chair. So, it's just she's such a positive thing to have in my life, and so, part of really wanting to carry that energy forward was picking a color scheme that really screamed me. Also, hilariously, she's yet to clash with a single piece of clothing I own. Everything I own is bright and colorful, and I'm always wearing lots of colors at once, so it's never really been an issue for me at all. I have, so I guess if we get into the nitty-gritty, I have airless inserts in my tires. So they're a little bit heavier. I actually kind of like that because it kind of gives them a flywheel effect. So if you're on a roll, it makes pushing easier. If you're going from stop or stopping, it makes it a little bit harder. So basically it's easier to maintain speed, but it challenges acceleration a little bit, but I'm generally pretty strong, so that's okay for me. I have in here to add to the color scheme. By the way, the frame colors, the purple and the orange here, that's a base option you can do from Twilight. The purple is just the frame color, and all the parts you see that are on the chair natively that are orange are part of a anodization package. So where they basically coat the metal. But you can do a two-tone look like that with any of the Twilight chairs and whatever colors you want that they offer. So I could have done orange and purple the other way, but it wouldn't bright orange and then a fuchsia. So I really like this because the purple is more understated, and the dark people mistake it for black, and I like it being purple, but I love that kind of, the color's literally called electric plum. So I love that sheen. I think it's electric plum and tangerine. Very me. But yeah, the wheels are also orange to match the color scheme. These are the basic tie shadow wheels. So they come with the chair. The weight capacity was right, and I don't really need a lot of weight reduction in my chair, so for me they work fine. I know some people like to swap for Spinergies because they're stylish, but also Spinergies are actually slightly heavier than the shadows. Not that I really care. I just kind of like the more spokes look, so, and I probably would have had to pay out of pocket for the Spinergy wheels, so I kept these ones, and I put on here, these are spoke covers for, what are they called? Dirt bikes. And so these are just spoke covers for dirt bikes. You can get them online. They're really cheap. I ordered a bunch of orange ones from Amazon. One pack was more than enough to do my whole hair. I know, Amazon but in this case it was a necessary evil. And I just clipped them with cat nail clippers, hilariously, because they've got that rounded tip. Really like just, what's the word? Cradled the things well without like crushing them, so like they didn't get like squished, which was what was happening when I was trying using scissors or like knives or wire cutters. And then I found the pet clippers and those worked great. So what do you know? My hand rims are one of my most recent changes to my chair. If you watch any of my vlogs, you'll see that I in the past, here we go, use these hand rims, which are just basically plastic coated aluminum hand rims, and then I have these covers on them. The covers are called grip Paws. I'm definitely going to keep them because I feel like these would be fabulous for flying, just to like strap, like, you know, right before you get on the plane, zip tie over the hand rim covers, over the hand rims, to keep them safe. These have been amazing. The problem, though, is that if you're around lots of dust, water, or sand, they will start to fall off when it gets underneath here, and you lose traction, and so they'll start to like stretch in your hand and pull off and fall off when you bump things. And so if you're in the rain, you basically go from having like really great traction to literally no traction. But like I said, these are amazing. They're just not like the best, so I upgraded. These are called Newton Air Grips. The coating is heat dissipating and it's incredibly grippy. As you can see, like, I live with a dog. Everything I own is like covered in dog and cat hair, and like there's like one strand of dog hair down here, but it's not like, they're not sticky. When you're going down a hill, it doesn't burn your hands. I mean, they still heat up. They heat up maybe like at like a third of the rate than like my other hand rims do, even without the grip Paws on, which then I have no braking power. And also, they have, what am I trying to say here? Oh, yeah, the coating, it also works when it's wet. So when these are wet, they're about as grippy as these are when they're dry, which is amazing. I mean, if you use a wheelchair, you know how much, like, rain can be the death of you in terms of, like, actually being able to get around independently. So, like, I was able to go outside with my dog in the rain last week, and I could still, like, move around, which was fantastic, even though my arms are injured right now. Also, it's a coating, but I will say, like, with a lot of coatings, they split really bad when they get chipped, but this one, Jean bumped a car door into it not too long after you grab it. Luckily, it's on the side where you don't need as much grip, and there's a chip there, and it's just stayed a chip. It hasn't expanded, hasn't cracked, doesn't cut your hand. It's just like a little chip. So that is a huge plus for these two. I do have a seatbelt on my chair. I don't use it super often, but I have it for like when I have to go over something kind of scary. It just kind of like clips in, you know, here. Like sometimes if you have to like, you know, go over just like a really scary curb or drop, or, you know, something where it's less to like hold you in and more to like help keep my hips in position on really rough terrain. When my hips come out of position, like we said earlier, it like decreases the amount of effort you can put into the chair. So it's really nice to have for when I need it. I have a seat cushion. It is just a J Basic. It velcros on. For those of you who don't have any wheelchair cushions, usually they mostly do that. And it has, I used to have one with a waterproof cover, and it was very bad for my skin. So now I have one with just I guess like more normal cloth cover. See, what else can I tell you about my chair? I did switch out my brakes for scissor brakes, and these ones, they're red, and they're actually made of aluminum. I got them from wheelchairbearings.com. So instead of costing like oh boy, like $300 or so like they would from Tylight themselves. Instead I got them for I think like $120. I think that was on sale, but I think they only ended up being like $135 or so. I would highly recommend these. I've broken other my old brakes before that are plastic. I know most scissor brakes themselves are also plastic. These ones are 100% aluminum with steel screws, I'm pretty sure. And they are amazing. They don't budge. They just stay there and they do their job. They're beautiful. They come in red, blue, and black. Red is my third favorite color, and back when my brother and I played Halo 3, you could put a little armband on your armor, and so mine was always red, and so thus I had like the little touch of red down here. Those are fantastic. In terms of other wheelchair parts, I'm here on my foot plate. I actually had custom made on Etsy from a shop called Disability Lab. They may or may not be the same people that own the website where I get my wheel bearings and got my brakes. When I ordered my wheel bearings, they came with the same sticker that came with my foot plate, with the same logo as the company that my foot plate has. So either they both own the same shop, or one of them stole the logo from the other. I'm not sure which. I hope they're the same people, because they are amazing and their service is phenomenal. They're called Disability Lab. They sell on Etsy little like Mickey and Minnie Mouse cutouts on foot plates. And they have them in this color. They have them in a hot pink, in a blue, in a red, and in black, I believe, by default. But they can do a few more colors. This one I made a little silhouette of Figment's face, because I'm a huge Epcot super fan, and I was like, hey, would you be willing to do this? And he's like, sure. And he had a mock-up for me of it in like a couple days. It's held up really well. It's actually held up to scratches way better than than the foot plate that came with my chair. It's a little bit bigger, which is nice. It holds my giant feet a little bit better, especially because it's wider and my feet used to like kind of spill off the edges. Super comfortable, and the work on it is so good, so I would highly recommend them. In terms of actual parts of my wheelchair that I've changed, that's about it. But I have plenty of other things I use in my chair that I would love to show you. My most recent addition in that department is my backpack. I love Disney pin trading, and so I have I think it's the Disney Icon backpack. It was added to Shop Disney like 6 months ago. Olive and brown are like my favorite clothing colors, and so it's got like that, and especially for like clothing accessories like watches and stuff, it's my favorite color scheme. So I super love that they made it on a backpack. I've got some of my duplicate Disney pins on here, which are really fun. The only one that's not duplicate is my like Galaxy's Edge one, but I had it on my previous backpack that I took to Galaxy's Edge, and then I really wanted to move it here. But yeah, I really love this backpack. I mean, it's really nice to have a backpack just to be able to navigate the house a little better. You know, sometimes I need to carry something from one room to another, and I, unlike some people, do not have a flat lap. Everything I put on my lap just slides off, so it's really great to have someplace secure to put stuff. I keep my gloves in here for when we're going on bigger walks. These are the leather, these are the Fingerless Gloves from Global Leather. They are really nice. These ones are a little bit worn because I've had them for a while. At some point I will get another pair, but they are really brilliant gloves. Let me get those in there. Also, I have I think my laptop is 15 inches, but it's even chonkier because I use the Surface Book 3, and that fits perfectly in the built-in laptop sleeve. I've had plenty of other laptops with sleeves, plenty of cute nerdy ones, plenty of them with 15-inch ones, and my laptop didn't fit in any of them. This one actually fits in, so that is a huge win for this bag for me. I also have this treat bag. It's a Tough Mutt treat bag. I got it on Chewy. It's really great for the dog. It's got a nice big compartment. It cinches closed on the inside to keep it dry if it rains, which is really nice. It's plenty big, so like my hand gets stuck in everything, so my hand fits in that. So it's nice. It also has a little poop bag pouch on the back. It has a nice zipper for easy access. It's got a clip. It came with a belt. I obviously don't use the belt. I just clip it to my backpack, and then it's got this nice pocket here. And I have a couple clickers, because Jean always loses mine, and I have business cards for our trainer. Well, for Zarel's trainer, technically. I mean, she trains us as much as she trains the dog, let's be real. On here, I just have I actually turned so you can see it, sorry. I actually have the sheath for my, like, you know, daily carry knife. I do carry a knife. It's not to, like, you know, fight anyone. It's mostly because when you use a wheelchair, all kinds of stuff can get, like, things can get stuck in your wheels. It's really gross and you don't want to touch, so you can kind of pry it out. You can, like, get tangled up in ropes and cords if people leave them on the ground, like if someone leaves twine, then you have to cut yourself free. Lots of stuff like that. Hair can bind up your wheels, so, like, you really have to, like, you know, be prepared for that. So I have a knife on me. Promise it's not for any sketch reasons. I have a luggage tag over here from my friend's wedding. I never really went out my chair, so I don't think I need this, but if you, if someone calls EMS for you, they usually don't actually take your chair and they leave it behind, and sometimes they just leave it behind without anyone taking care of it or protecting it or coming to get it. So I got this luggage tag from our friend's wedding, and it was like their wedding favor. And so I filled out the card. It's got our address, and it's got my phone number and just, you know, my email. It says, you know, please if I'm alone, please reunite me with my human. And I've got attached to it a cute little Figment plushie from, like, God, this one's probably from, like, the early 2000s, but he's a keychain plushie, and he's so cute, so he lives on Helga. One of the other recent items I have is my pop socket holder, so I can slap my phone in my chair. Makes it way faster to access than putting it in a backpack. And then the other nice thing that I really love about this one, compared to other ones, is this one's made for, like, watching YouTube while you bike, which is a horrible idea. Don't do that. Like, biking is driving. You can still hurt someone with a bike. Please don't watch YouTube while you bike. But, you know, that's what it's made for. And so, when it's like this, you can wheelie and be nice and violent, and it doesn't go anywhere. It just stays there. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and, like, it just stays. Which is nice, because if I don't have those clipped on, and I do the same thing, I'm gonna launch my phone out. So, if you know you're gonna be going over bumps and popping some big wheelies, like, it's nice to have that there. And the last thing I've added to my chair to show you guys today, is my Fora purse. I really love it. It mounts on this little magnetic rail right here. So when I'm sitting in my chair, it's just right behind my leg. It's actually under me mostly, so it doesn't obstruct the wheel. It actually ends right here, which is really nice. It makes me feel nice and secure to have that under me. And the bag is actually so big, even though it doesn't look big. On one side, because there's two compartments, I'm able to fit all my cards, my debit card, my ID, my insurance cards, my loyalty cards, and my bank cards, and just everything in here. It has a spot for cash, which we haven't used since the beginning of the pandemic, so I have more of my trainer's business cards, stuff like that, and it's got a pocket here for, you know, once again, if it wasn't the pandemic, for change. Instead, I have a screw, apparently. Oh, this is a backup screw set for my foot plate in case I ever lose a screw in the wild. Wow, that's really smart, Passim. Yeah, a lot of my screws, by the way, I just replaced with screws from the hardware store. A lot of the screws, if you go to replace the ones from your chair on your own, a lot of the ones that look exactly the same, if you go to the hardware store, are generally made out of zinc, and so they're not that strong. But I do have heavier duty steel ones. I found that they're usually these socket screws, and those work really, really nicely to hold things together when stuff fails. But then on the other side of my purse, got my little Belsy Draggy here to take care of it. I am able to fit, ready for this? A full daily carry set of lock picks. Spare, very thick underwear for if I have to go like talk to a doctor, or if I really want something that I guarantee is like nice and clean, because you know, it's life and accidents happen. I have a bag of 5 or 6 wet wipes because, you know, as we talked about earlier, animal poop happens when you use a wheelchair, unfortunately. I have an inhaler, a rescue inhaler. I have a mini pipe wrench, which really works great for every single wrench-related task I need on my chair, or generally for like minor, you know, car things or people's houses. A full set of Allen keys, and a ratchet for it. A screwdriver set with both a Phillips head and a flat head, and a pen and stylus. All fits in here. And then this is a rock from T-Door, because that's one of the like Michigan T-Door traditions. So I really, really love this purse. Obviously, like, for this tiny bag, this is a lot. If you're someone who uses catheters, if you drop the spare pair of underwear, or if you just like, you know, put in something like a thong that's a lot smaller, and you drop the lock picks, and you don't have an inhaler, more than enough room for cathing supplies in here for, I mean, judging by my friends that have them, I think probably like a couple, probably like 2 days worth in here you could fit. So like, not bad. Not bad at all. Obviously like pads and tampons and stuff fit in here too. Go ahead and reassemble this real quick. Alright, and for those of you who are wondering just how tight of a fit that is, and if that's like really like a ridiculous amount of stuff to have in here, I think repacking that in total probably took me like 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'll tell you how long it actually took me. Most of that time was just me refolding the underwear I had in there. So, honestly, it goes pretty well. I mean, I will whip out the tools in here all the time, or like my inhaler in here, every once in a while when I need it, and it just comes out and goes in. It doesn't really take a lot of effort. And this actually connects to my chair. I usually lock my breaker, half lock my breaker, pull it out so it doesn't intervene. Obviously you can mount this anywhere. This is where I chose to put it. In the earlier when I was shaking the chair around, this was on here the whole time. I mean, I can show you again, but it's held on by magnets. So, sorry, I break this half on. Held on by magnets, so it just does not come off. I just remembered I do have one more thing for my chair to show you. I have not set it up for the new foot plate yet, so I'm not going to put it on, but I have a freewheel. It's in red too, like the handbrakes are, and I love the orange. So once again, all these wheels, same tubes from the same set of orange tubes on Amazon. That's how many you get in one package. Like, it was a lot. I think the freewheel is really great at the things that it's really great at. So if you are going over like bumpy ground, like you're trying to get across like a gravel yard with like chunky gravel, or like our yard that a groundhog has been digging holes in and we have to have someone come take care of, right? That kind of stuff the freewheel is great for. A lot of people say that it's great for taking walks. I've done it. I've done walks in our neighborhood with it. I've done walks in our neighborhood without it. Granted, our neighborhood does not have sidewalks, so this is all in the road. So like, but like, as you know, as a wheelchair, if you're a wheelchair user, you know there's almost no surface that people actually build that's flat. Those sidewalks tip off to the side, you know, so you're kind of going in an angle like that, which is really annoying. And because of the way that this is hinged in the front, the wheel hinges in the front, I find often the chair wants to go like that on a hill. It wants to like pull the wheel out and fly out to the side and kind of tip you down a hill if you're going sideways along a surface. And that's obviously not ideal, especially because you're tipped back a little bit farther using it, and when you're going up a hard surface, you know, it's easiest to zigzag across it, and that's really hard to do with this. The nice thing about it is that it goes on and off with this lever. It's pretty easy just to reach down between your legs and do this, so you don't have to worry about just like popping it off. It becomes a nuisance in a certain spot, and it does come with a little mount to mount it to the back of your chair. I don't use it because it doesn't, I couldn't get it to fit right, but most people I know who have these do use the mount successfully and say it's great. So I'm assuming that the problem is me in terms of the mount not working. This one uses an air-filled tire, because you can get the size tire from like a bike shop. I don't use it very much. Worst comes to worst, if one of that tire pops, I just wheelie my way out of there, which obviously is not what would happen if one of these tires pop. But yeah, that is Helga. I appreciate you joining me for my tour. I hope you enjoy her. Well, you probably don't enjoy her as much as I do because I'm the one who spends most of my day with her. But I hope that you at least find her as cute and interesting and funny as I do. And I hope that maybe I taught you about some new things that are out there for chairs that you can use accessories-wise. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video and enjoyed learning about the different things that I have upgraded on my chair and changed on my chair. I will make sure I put links to everything in the description down below. Or at least I will do my best to. If there's something I can't find, I'm sorry, and if links change in the future, I am sorry. I will probably forget to ever update them. But hopefully in a couple of years I'll be making a new one anyway, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem for anybody, because let's be real, nobody watches this. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I hear that helps the YouTube machine. I try to do a video every Sunday. Sometimes it comes out a couple hours late, but I shoot for 6 o'clock Eastern time. I do some stuff kind of like this. I do some mostly just, Jay and I mostly do life vlogging stuff, so if that sounds interesting to you, and you want like another like queer couple or another interracial couple to watch on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we will keep giving you, at the very least, awkward and quirky content as we get the hang of things and really get our things down with this channel. But it has been a blessing to make content for you guys so far, so I hope that you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you guys next time, and until next time, keep rolling forward.